I was often told that I was the whitest Black person that they had ever met.
I was addressed as bok choy, wonton noodle, yellow curry dumpling, and chink.
I heard the N-word, not just nigga, but the one with the hard R, on a weekly, if not daily basis.
2 white kids in my class used the N-word hard R at least 10 times right in front of me, and they faced no consequences.
It was always a slap on the wrist.
I remember a time when I was maybe a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and a teacher said to me, "Do you think your parents would have made you white if you could have had a better life?"
I had one educator tell the whole class that Josette's parents probably made her do math problems as an infant. I was 12 years old at the time, and that educator remains a CISD employee to this day.
When I first moved to Southlake, I was about to start 7th grade. I had never heard the words protect the tradition before until I moved here.
I thought that protecting the tradition meant making sure that every student was heard and making sure that every student felt safe.
Communal ideas that are so powerful that they reach across the gap between peoples.
But as I got older into middle and high school, I realized that it's the opposite of that.
Protecting the tradition applied to some students and not all.
When you learned what it's really like to go to school there as a minority,
Protecting the tradition means making sure that people on the outside think that we are the best. People on the outside think that we have it all together when in reality,
Carroll ISD has never protected their minority students and students of color.
That Carroll ISD values tradition over progress, tradition over justice, tradition over inclusion, and tradition over the welfare of its BIPOC community.
It represents itself in the blind eye that teachers turn towards harmful activities in the classroom, in the harmless jokes told by students and comments made through their daily life.
I had recently come out as gay. I heard laughing and whispering coming from a table behind me.
I think when you're young, you shrug these things off.
And I try to shrug it off, but they end up throwing their food at me at the back of my head. And I think that was the first time that I realized Southlake doesn't care about their students.
I attended Southlake schools K through 12, and I experienced racism my entire childhood there.
I think that it's time for Carroll to take a look at what they've been protecting.
Protecting the tradition means protecting racism, hate, bigotry, homophobia, and white supremacy.
And who they've been protecting.
The people that felt comfortable with using racial slurs, that felt comfortable with bullying people because they looked different or they had a different spelling name from another culture.
You really don't know what you're missing at Carroll until you leave and you experience what true diversity and a welcoming environment is like.
Nobody is free from the harmful aspects of our tradition, but everyone is communally responsible for working together to build it back better.
It's time to transform the tradition.
It's time to transform the tradition.
It is time to transform the tradition.
It's time to transform the tradition.
It's time to transform the tradition.
It's
Time to transform the tradition.